My babies are safe now. My babies.
Mama doesn't make chicken on Sundays anymore! Moron!
Welcome back to a special episode of Wildcat Entertainment Television. This is our National Film Festival for Talented Youth show, where we showcase the films that we're going to be putting into the National Film Festival for Talented Youth. Let me explain to you a little bit about what NFFTY is. NFFTY is an international student film festival in Seattle, Washington for talented students 22 and under. Last year we had the privilege of having 2 student films featured in Seattle, and this year we hope to have the same. So you be the judge if you think that these are award-winning films. Let's start the show.
And the award for Best Short Film at Har-Ber High School is Madison Hine.
Thank you. Gosh, I've been waiting for this my entire life. I just wanted to say, Mom, you know.
Yo, Madison, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Jimmy has got the best video of all time. Of all time.
Yo, Brent, I'm gonna let you finish, but I think Forrester had the best video of all time. All time!
Now, look, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm happy for you and stuff, but I think WETV has the best videos of all time. Of all time!
Okay, coming up first is a family that you should be familiar with, the Crisp family. They've been with us for a few years, and hopefully you're aware of our award-winning student that joins me now, Robert Crisp. Welcome, Robert. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Good. We're going to talk about his first film, and this is called A Time to Forget. So just tell us a little bit about what is A Time to Forget about?
It's pretty much about a guy has a suitcase, and the suitcase is pretty much a metaphor for a past relationship that he had. And he's just trying to get rid of this case to pretty much forget it.
I really like whenever you watch these films, and you got to think about the amount of times these guys did something. I think about the opening scene. Let's talk to the audience about that. The opening scene where you have a wide shot and the bug drives in, and then you take a shot from all the way on the other side of the field, and then it cuts back to a tight shot of the bug. Obviously that wasn't done in one time. Talk about how many times you guys had to do that same scene.
We did it probably about 5 times. The first time was just a scratch. We pulled up and he just left it in gear and the bug drove off. So,
right.
And pretty much we did it about 5 times.
And so I think that's really cool when you look at this and you just kind of watch the films and you don't really think about the amount of time that the students put in to making this film. Overall, what would you say, if you could guesstimate an amount of hours that it took you to kind of write it, conceptualize it, shoot it, edit it? How long do you think this took you to make this?
Maybe about 15 hours.
Wow. Okay, so there you go. This is A Time to Forget. This is young director Robert Crisp. We hope that you'll enjoy this. And we hope that's a film that you don't forget. We're really pleased with Robert and the work that he's done and some of the former Wildcat students there that you see in his films. We're very proud of the work that he's done. And speaking of very proud, I'm joined now by Luis Gonzalez. How are you today, bud?
I'm very good.
Good. You embarked on a very challenging project, which is making a music video.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about the music video, what it was, and what you were trying to do.
Okay. Well, basically, for one of the NFFTY contests, you could do a music video. And one of my members in the group, Nicholas Allen, he had a recent band. And so we decided to make a music video for his band. And we were like, oh, this is going to be easy. It's going to be fun and everything. And we realized very quickly that it's a lot harder than it seems.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because if you guys go and you watch music videos and you turn it on to Swerve or MTV or VH1 or whatever, look at the amount of shots they take in music videos to make it really flow. And I think you guys really accomplished that. The shots of the band was a different style shooting than you've done. Talk about the style of shooting you did with the band.
Well, basically, we played the song through PA system. We ran through, we pressed record, and we just kept on going. It's kind of like a rover style shooting. When you're doing films, it's basically stationary and you plan everything out. When you're shooting with a band, it's kind of more instinct. You have to go wherever the band's going, just feel what they're doing, because you're shooting them, so you just kind of have to follow them.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. This video has a lot of action in it. It's a heavy song. We really hope you enjoy this. This is Luis Gonzalez, and this is Kill the Dreamer. And that was Kill the Dreamer Before the Gallows. Very proud of our crew for putting that together. Again, making a music video is very challenging. And speaking of challenging, one of the most challenging categories at National Film Festival for Talented Youth is the documentary category. Primarily because you have to find a good story and then make sure that you accurately portray that story and keep the audience's attention. That was the task for Jordan McDowell and Deandra Labra in this next story called Eli's Trucks. We found a family who has a son that suffers from autism, but suffering is not at all what this family really does. Here's Jordan McDowell and Deandra Labra to tell you the wonderful story of Eli. This is called Eli's Trucks.
My name is Eli Wilson. I have R-Time PSM.
Where are you? Where are you hiding? There you are. What's it spelled?
She.
Very good. Hi, I'm Deb Wilson, and I have the pleasure of being Eli Wilson's mom.
Everyone calls me Joe. I'm Eli's father.
Hi, my name is Jamie McIntyre. I am Eli's community supported professional. And I help him get involved in the community and help him look for a job and try to live and learn how to live independently. So how old are you, Eli?
25.
And who do you live with?
My mom and dad.
Tell us about your family.
My family is cute because she cares about her son now. Eli over here. And this is Jamie, like, encasement.
Job coat.
So when we met Jamie, her first impression was so perky and positive and upbeat and it's gonna be awesome. When she left, I looked at Joe and I said, I give her 2 weeks. She'll be gone. She won't even make it 2 months. And here, 7 years later, you know, here she is.
This is a bad coat. Oh hell, I just hold on.
What is autism spectrum disorder?
For my personal thing is where they attach to objects more than humans and they're mostly nonverbal. But Eli, he exceeds that because he's not letting anybody tell him that he can't do anything because he talks, he reads, he writes. That man is on top of it. He's not letting anybody tell him no, he can't do anything because he just pushes through it like his tattoo. Oh, good word, sorry. He just sat there 3 hours and did it. When everybody else told him he couldn't do it, he just totally did it. He didn't want nobody helping him, he did it. Oh, sorry.
When he was young, we began noticing things that didn't look like everyone else, every other child. Most children, by the time they're 10 months old, they're trying to walk, they're pulling up, they're standing up, they're crawling. Eli didn't know that. He was more than happy to sit, you know, in the middle of the floor all day and play. When he was around other children, he played near them, but not with them. There was no interaction, direct or indirect. He played with toys wrong, if there's such a thing. But, you know, blocks are for building, pencils are for marking, balls are for tossing. Well, none of you have autism. For Eli, it was all about how they tasted or felt or the noise that they made. So he would pick up a toy and evaluate it based on those 3 criteria. If it wasn't interesting in one of those 3 ways, he could care less, you know.
He wasn't able to do, didn't walk till he was probably a year and a half. Didn't talk very much, communicate very well at all till possibly 3, you know, which was be way behind what other kids would be at. And then it was very apparent that we were, you know, facing something that we was going to have to deal with.
A doctor, a very decent, kind, well-meaning man, said to us one time, it would be best for your son and for your family if you just told your family that he died and put him in an institution that cares for people like him. I remember just feeling like I couldn't breathe anymore. There wasn't air in the room anymore because he was right. I had no skills. We had no training. We had no resources. But yet, how can you say, throw him away? That if somebody said, your mom, what's one thing that you'd think of about me?
I love you, pretty heart.
My pretty heart?
Huh?
How do you know I have a pretty heart? With your manpower, you just know it. Yeah.
Well, some of the conflicts Eli has to deal with is when we go into public and people choose not to talk to him. They choose to talk around him. And me and his mom are like, why don't you ask him? You know, he's his own person. We just want him to be treated like a person. And another thing he has to deal with is his pain tolerance is different than ours. Like when he went to the dentist, they gave him, was it laughing gas? And he ended up, he couldn't feel it and he was chewing on his lip like bubble gum. And he ended up chewing through his lip. Me and you would have been like, ah! But Eli wasn't, because he has a stronger pain tolerance than we do. So if he comes in and says something hurts, that means me and you would be on our way to the hospital right now. So that's something else he has to face. And just people who don't know no better. And that's what we're hoping, is that they get a glimpse of what Eli really is and how wonderful he is.
My cousin just
Since I am Eli's community support professional, every 3 months we have Detrick and James and sometimes Sayard come over here and we do meetings and plan out Eli's goals and what he thinks his goals should be.
I'm a program manager for Arkansas Sport Network. I've been working with Eli for several years now. I do the hiring of staff, which I hadn't had to hire for a real long time because Jamie's been here forever. I'm also a rec coordinator at Arkansas Sport Network. I make sure that Eli is informed of all of our community recreation events, softball, volleyball, bowling, things of that nature. Indoor walks, outdoor walks, Valentine's socials, you name it. We have a monthly calendar and we try to get him informed of all of our recreational needs. And other than that, I just make sure that the services that are supposed to be done, just make sure they get done.
We didn't have these services, you know, a lot of people would have to go into HDCs, which are Human Development Centers. They wouldn't get the community experience that they should have, you know, on a day-to-day basis. They wouldn't get the necessary skills that if one day they were to go out and be on their own, they wouldn't be able to take care of themselves.
I'm trying to make sure we meet these needs. I've been knowing Eli since he was in school, and you go back from even the point of him being able to go to school and graduate. Without this program, that might not be able to happen.
This is Eli's graduation photo, and as you can see, it's practically a shrine in our home. But that's because so often with autism, there seems to be a curtain that always hangs in front of the real person, that curtain being the disability. You see it first, you hear it first. It always has the last word. But sometimes, just like a bolt of lightning or, you know, just something unexpected, that curtain parts for just a moment. And you see the real Eli, you know, the real person. And amazingly enough, this photographer captured, I think, the real Eli just in that moment, because this is not a young man with a disability. This is a young man saying, where am I going in life? Am I ready to get there? Who am I going to be? Do I have what it takes? Just like every 18-year-old, you know, a high school senior, so this is absolutely my most favorite possession and most favorite picture of anybody, because that is my son, and I love him. I just do. You know that show Cops? I love it. That's one of our games. He likes routine. There are skits or games that we play, and we may do the same skit 50 times a day. He likes knowing the answer. He likes being able to predict what comes next.
That one's so special to you, Eli.
That one's special to me.
Trucks are a part of Eli's life very much because he has such an attachment to them. He loves them. He kisses them when they go to bed. They're there when he wakes up. He knows they're going to be there. It's a safety for him, just like our inside games. He likes knowing the answer. He likes knowing it's not ever going to change. He knows them trucks ain't ever going to change. He knows Joe, Deb, me, and the girls, and all of his family's never going to change. That's why he holds on to us so dearly like he does his trucks. And we hold on to him like we do his trucks. We love him. And so I think he uses the trucks to relate love almost.
He can tell you different kinds of trucks. I mean, you know, a Peterbilt from a Freightliner, you know, with, you know, being able to see very little of it. I mean, we can meet one of them come down the road, you know, and before it ever gets streamed, he can tell you what kind of truck it is.
In the 70s, there was this commercial where this boy and girl were running across this field of flowers into each other's arms. It was that way with Eli in this truck. It's like they saw each other, and Eli just ran to this truck. It was sort of a big wrecker, and wrapped his arms around it. And he didn't speak at the time, but he turned around and looked at me like, "Can I keep it, Mom?" You know, he was just so, I don't know, in love. And that was the first real sign of excitement or, you know, just strong feeling that I'd ever seen in him. Because he liked the dog, he liked the ball, but nothing really rocked his world before that record.
She made me write a poem to him while she was pregnant. Somewhere here or still yet, and you know, and in places where you keep stuff like that, we have a poem that I wrote while she was pregnant, like in her 8th month. I wrote you a poem before you was ever born. Mom asked me to, and they wanted me to read it to you. I memorized it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Your twinkling eyes are hope to green. Your crooked smile I haven't seen. The little hands I've yet to touch. In spite of all this, I love you so much. I pray God for you. I wish you would be born tonight. But whenever you come, I'm sure you'll be a beautiful sight. Dad thought it was longer, but that was it. Okay?
Oh, beautiful.
I told her I thought it was most of a page, but it wasn't. It was short.
It was good. It was
Okay.
Did you hear the beautiful words your daddy was
What
saying
did you have
to
to
you?
put?
Eli does not take any medicine for autism. He strictly does it all by himself. He fights through the urges of hyperactivity, everything. He does it all by himself. No medicine, nothing. He's totally able to live by himself. With therapy, he don't really do no therapy. We go to classes at ASN for CPR, first aid. He knows how to do CPR when somebody's choking. Remember? Do you remember how many reps do? Do it soft, right?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I do not have a job. This is my family. He's my little brother. I'm the luckiest person in the whole wide world to be working with Eli. He makes me feel so welcome every morning when I come. It don't matter if I'm in the worst mood ever. He still loves me unconditionally. He don't judge me when I'm screwing up. He's always there having my back. He never gets mad at me, and he never holds a grudge against anyone.
Hi, my name's Gonzalez. I'm 25 years old. I've tried to find a job a long time.
The hardest thing and hardest conflict for Eli is for someone out there to finally realize and see what we see in him and give him an opportunity to let him have a job. I mean, because Eli would be the most happiest person to greet a customer walking in. He would never forget a name. I mean, he has all these skills and nobody's letting him put it to practice. What could you do at the job, Eli? What are your skills?
I can start in shells, a little trucks in Washington. I'm a good team player, and I'm an awesome. I am hard working.
You would like to hope that he would have the other things that other people have, you know. I would love to see him have that special someone, you know, the relationship like him, like myself and his mother has, you know.
I have an energy. I have a great memory. My job coach is Jamie McIntyre. I've been with him for 5 years. I make a great team, and I give you 100%. And thank you, and have a nice day.
He graduated from high school with a regular diploma in 2005. He went to regular classes. He earned it. I mean, it wasn't a gift. But here we are, 2012, and still not one job, not one call back from an interview, not one, well, let's try it out for a couple of weeks and see what happens. At the mall yesterday, I saw a woman my age, I'm sorry, you should know better by the time you're my age, look at him and then go, and whisper something to her girlfriend.
I love you.
The thing I guess I want you to take away from this more than anything is how very lucky, gifted, blessed we know ourselves to be for having known and loved Eli for these 25 years. You know, it's been a heck of a ride, and there's never been a dull moment, and I'm so glad that I've, you know, been here.
He has this attraction to him that just pulls everybody's heart to him.
And that was Eli's Trucks, and you know, we were emotionally moved by that story. I hope you were as well. I particularly liked how we put a positive spin on autism. And if you out there in the community have a story that you'd like us to cover, something that you see that you feel is undercovered or that you want to shed a positive light on, just contact us here and we'll come out and we'll cover your story. And speaking of things that don't get enough coverage and things that have a positive light, we did something really fun for NFFTY. NFFTY has a category called Action Sports. So we kind of put our heads together and we're like, what action sports are here in Northwest Arkansas? And Hunter came up with a really cool idea. Talk about what you shot and why you wanted to do it.
Well, I went out to Taneytown to the paintball fields because paintball is one of my favorite sports in the world, and the paintball scene is blowing up right now. So I decided to kind of put together a montage to showcase the intensity of the sport.
Yeah, and I think whenever I watched this, I noticed there was a lot of strategy that goes into this. There's lots of action, obviously, but from the videographer's perspective, there's a lot of real estate. I mean, you got to run all over this place to capture the action. Just talk about what that was like capturing the action.
Well, as a videographer, you know, like you said, you have to go all over the place to get your shots, and you know, because the players are constantly moving, and putting yourself in positions to get your shots can be difficult at times because of course, there's paintballs flying all over the place.
Right.
And on the previous days, I shot 3 different days. On the first 2 days I played, and on the second I didn't play, and I got shot 7 times.
So nobody should say that videography is not a contact sport, because if you're going to get the action, you might get shot 7 times. So this is Hunter Pugleasa and his partner Ricky Smith, and this is Paintball.
3, 2, 1. Already? Yeah.
Really like shooting people.
Okay, that was Paintball, and that definitely was action sports. And sticking with the theme of action sports, I'm joined by Anna Thompson. And Anna, we did something kind of cool in the category of action sports. We went out and covered skateboarding, and I thought that was pretty neat. Talk about your video, what it was you were trying to accomplish.
What I really wanted to do was to showcase the talent that we have here in Arkansas, because there's a lot of talented kids out there, and I just wanted to show everybody like what they can do. And I wanted to, I've never done an action film before, so I just wanted to do something a little bit different than what I'm used to. So I think I accomplished that.
Well, and when I watched your stuff, I really thought it was a clinic on shooting and editing. Very solid on cutting on action. Take us into your mind when you were shooting video and how you were thinking about putting it together.
Well, every time I go out to film, I always think about how I'm going to edit it all the time. So basically what I do so there's no continuity errors is I make the person do the same thing over and over in different shots. So I kind of felt bad for some of the skateboarders because I made them do the same thing like at least 20 times, and they're like, I'm tired, I can't do it anymore. But that's what I always do, just do the same thing over and over, different shots, get creative with it, and put it together. It's like a puzzle.
I think that you'll know that in our class you hear, do it again, do it again. Do it again. You hear that constantly. And so I'm glad that you were carrying that out and into the field. I think you're really going to like this. We were really pleased with this. This is Skateboarding USA Arkansas, and this is Anna Thompson. Check this out.
It's like a stress reliever. It's really fun too. And you get to hang out with all your friends.
Take somebody who's you know, inspired, like you said, more than just talent or anything like that.
I like riding the skate parks because of the rims and the grinds and stuff.
Skateboarding's all I live for, pretty much.
When I skateboard, I just feel like no one can really stop me.
What inspires me to skate is I've had a lot of friends who did it. I used to watch the Olympics and pretty much always wanted to skate since I was little.
I don't come out here just to skate. I come out here because people support me and I support them. I like skating in Fayetteville because there's a good atmosphere, a lot of good spots, and it's just a fun place to skate.
That was Skateboarding USA Arkansas, and I was really proud of Anna for the cutting on action there, the way that a movement would begin in one shot and then finish at a totally different angle. That takes a tremendous amount of work and patience to move the camera and capture that action, so we're very proud of her. Speaking of proud, joined by our next student filmmaker, and you went a little different approach for this. You went more dramatic for this film. This is called In and Out. Just talk a little bit about what it is and what you were trying to accomplish.
Well, the story of In and Out is basically the story of a breakup and two people trying to move on, and how hard it is to move on. Sometimes it's not, just breathing is hard. So that was kind of the feel I was trying to go with. It was really dramatic. It was my first super dramatic film. So I really got some help. I really got some experience directing because that was my first
Well, and I think that this film will register with the teenage mentality because at this age is where you really fall hard in love, you know, and if it breaks up, it really is a difficult thing to breathe sometimes. So I think you accomplished that. What I want to talk about was this new thing you discovered, which was shooting video.
Yes, this was my first real experience shooting video, which was really interesting for me because I wasn't used to thinking through the eyes of the camera. I was usually focusing on the character, and then I had someone else film it for me. So this was my real experience. I got tons of experience doing this film. I got real experience directing, getting someone into the mind of the character, and then seeing how the shots were, how do I want to capture that emotion on the film, which was really fun for me.
Yeah, and you know, I think when you guys watch this, you're going to see it. It's good shooting, it's good audio, it's good acting, and I think you're going to start seeing a lot more from Liz Larsen very soon. So we're proud of this. This is In and Out. We hope you enjoy it.
You were like my breath of life.
But like all breaths, after we inhale, we must exhale.
In and out.
In and out.
So you were exhaled out of my life.
Like a breath stolen out of my lungs.
In and out.
In and out.
Like a wind takes a breeze and carries it far away. You left.
There was nothing left for me to do but breathe.
In and out.
In and out.
But it was hard. It hurt.
Even the simplest things weren't simple anymore.
In and out.
In and out.
But I had to keep going.
My heart wouldn't stop beating, so I couldn't stop breathing.
In and out.
In and out.
So I kept on living, finding new things to inhale.
And the cycle of respiration continued.
In and out.
In and out.
I was hurting.
But I couldn't stop my chest.
Inhale.
Exhale.
In.
Out.
So yeah, I told you, Liz Larsen has a bright future ahead of her in this field. And speaking of bright futures, I'm joined now with Ashley Duckworth, and we're going to end our show with two of her films that her and Sarah Smith made. First, I'll start about extreme overreactions. Before we even move forward, you should know that this won an award at the Thespian Festival. Talk a little bit about, first of all, what this film is and what you're trying to accomplish when you're putting it together.
Well, it's kind of a mix between some shows that you find on TV, like those ER shows that you find where you don't exactly know what happens. It's like they interview you, and it shows kind of like a dramatization of what happened. And so that's basically what it is. It's these people who have these everyday situations, and they overreact to it in ways that people normally wouldn't.
What do you mean they overreact? I'm just kidding. That was an extreme overreaction. But, you know, I thought whenever I watched this, what I really liked was I could see the maturity in your process of the pacing of the editing, the way you cut different angles during the interview to make the interview subtly interesting. Talk about the way that you edited the interviews.
Well, I took a couple different shots. And I got some close-ups on the face, and I got some wides or mediums. And I just kind of went through and I looked through them, and I was like, well, this one looks like it could work with this one. I kind of stuck them together and thought, does that sound right? And then I put something else to it, and it kind of just ended up working out and sounded good.
Well, I think you'll like this. What was the festival? What was the actual festival called? The Thespian Festival? Is it
the Thespian Festival.
Is it like an Arkansas thing or the Arkansas Thespian Festival?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But this one, excellent at the Arkansas Thespian Festival. This is Ashley Duckworth and Sarah Smith. This is Extreme Overreactions.
spider right there.
I hate spiders.
What did you do that for? Why would you shoot the spider? Why would you shoot a spider? I mean, that makes no sense. You can just step on it. What did it do? It's just sitting there minding its own business. Why would you shoot at a spider in the first place? We're on the second floor of the building. Why would you shoot anything? I'm a kid. I'm afraid of guns. That's really rude. Where did he get this gun? It makes no sense.
Mama?
Make it stop! Hey! Hey! Hey, it's mine! Make it stop! Make it stop! I didn't even play my music that loud. They took my iPod and they snatched it out of my hand and they threw it out in the yard and started beating it with baseball bats. How is that okay? Why not just ask me to turn it down or something, you know, civilized? I didn't know what to do. And I did not give them permission to beat it to smithereens, okay?
Everybody get down! Everybody get down! There's an airplane! It's gonna kill us! We're all gonna die! We're all gonna blow up! It can still blow up!
What are you doing?
The airplane. It's got a bomb on it. It can still blow up. We could still all die.
You're scaring me. What was his problem? It was just a paper airplane. It just flew over our heads and landed on the floor, and he acted like it was going to blow up. The worst he could have done was paper cut his face. He just freaks out and almost tears apart the whole living room, jumping over couches like he's doing parkour, all because of a paper airplane. I mean, who does that? He can't handle it. He can't handle reality, and I don't understand what his deal is.
On.
Who wins now? Toothpaste?
You know I had toothpaste right here. How hard is it to get toothpaste out of the tube? I mean, come on, they have those little tool things that even help you, but no, he had to run over it with his car instead. We had perfectly fine toothpaste inside. Just took his toothbrush and scraped it off the pavement. He actually put it in his mouth. How disgusting is that? There's dirt and little bits of gravel in there, but apparently he thought that was okay because he used it. There's all kinds of gross little animals walking around on that sidewalk, so basically he just licked a bunch of little animals' feet. Now their little feet germs all in his mouth right now. And now his mouth is all disgusting. I'm not gonna make out with that. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't do that.
That was extreme overreactions, and as you can see, that is a template, which we've talked about. It's kind of a template that we can move forward and make series of overreaction movies, and I hope that we can do that. Let's talk about storytelling. For centuries, people have borrowed concepts and made adaptations from other people's works. You know, Shakespeare's have become movies and whatnot. And for this next one, you're going to see a telemarketer murder. Ashley and Sarah found a video and were inspired by it and ended up kind of making an adaptation of that. Just talk a little bit about what telemarketer murders is and what you were trying to accomplish.
Well, what it is it's this telemarketer, and you know how they call in, you don't really know who it is, and you answer and you're like, hello? And well, they just start talking to you, and it's like, well, I don't really want to talk to you, so let's just make up a story about how you called into a murder scene. So they called into a murder scene, and this guy is talking to them, and they unknowingly, you know, have to keep talking to them about this murder scene.
And essentially, the person on the other end of the phone flips it on the telemarketer and becomes an imposing force on the telemarketer. I think really for me what I noticed about this was the stillness. There wasn't a lot of camera movement. It was more about dialogue and about acting and about pacing than it was crazy camera movement. Talk about what it was like to put yourself in that position to edit between two different locations.
It was really interesting because you kind of had to improvise with how long you had to pause when you were saying the lines. So we had to kind of feed them the lines as they went and then just edit in between, cut out a lot of pauses that happened.
That's good. I think you'll like this. This is a telemarketer murder. This is Ashley Duckworth, and thank you for your work, and enjoy this.
Hello?
Yes, can I speak with Joe Jones?
Who's calling?
This is Amanda, and
Let me ask you something. Did you know Joe Jones? Were you a friend of his?
No, I'm not. I'm just calling to offer.
Hold that thought. Hold on a second. Hey, guys, get some good pictures over there. Dust everything down for print. Amanda, you there?
Yes.
Yeah, let me bring you up to speed. You've actually called a murder scene? I'm Officer Clark. Mr. Jones is no longer with us. I'm conducting a homicide investigation. I want to ask you a series of questions. First of all, what was the nature of the business you had with Mr. Jones?
I had no business with him. I'm sorry to bother.
No, hang on there. I'm going to ask you to stay on the phone. This call's already been traced, and we may need you to come in for further questioning.
You don't understand. I'm just
No,
calling.
you don't understand. Unless you want to be charged with obstruction of justice, it's important that you keep your butt on the line, Amanda.
How about you just talk to my supervisor?
No, we'll get to your supervisor in a second. First, give me your whereabouts.
I'm at work.
You're at work.
Yes.
Do you think I'm stupid?
No, sir.
Let me put it this way, Amanda. Say I wanted to mail you a letter. What would I have to write on the outside of the envelope to ensure that the mailman would deliver it directly to you? Geographically speaking, Amanda, where is work?
40 West Main Street, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Hold on a second, all right? Get the Little Rock police on the phone. Homicide division. Give them this information. And tell them she's being sought in connection with a fatal shooting and aggravated robbery. How did you know Mr. Jones again?
Wait, you're calling the Little Rock Police Department? I'm hundreds of miles away. I'm in Arkansas.
It's just a formality. But have you ever been to his place of residence?
No.
And again, tell me, where were you last night between the hours of 8 and 10 p.m.?
I'm not feeling real comfortable answering these questions.
Have you ever spoken with Mr. Jones?
No, I haven't. I don't even know the guy. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, great. Calm down. Stay with me here. Just back up a little bit. I've got one more question for you. As we all know, I'm sure, Mr. Jones was having an affair. And there's no easy way of asking this. I don't want to embarrass you or anything, but were you his secret lover?
What? No. What kind of question is that?
Look. If that's your way, that's okay. I know that there are a lot of people out there like that.
This is ridiculous.
Hello? Hello?
So who is that?
It's just another telemarketer. They shouldn't have called it dinner time.
Okay, and that was Telemarketer Murder, and I hope you really enjoyed that. Special appearance by Dr. Dwight Duckworth there. Thank you, Sarah, for being involved in our program. That was 8 student films that we put together. I am very proud of those films, and I hope you are as well. I think that we have an excellent chance for being invited back to Seattle again this year, and we'll let you know how that turns out. Before we let you go, we want to let you know an initiative that we are putting forth here at Har-Ber Wildcat Television Department. We are really pushing our YouTube channel. Do you want to see things from 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, and yes, even currently this year? Go to our YouTube channel, Harberwildcattv. Harberwildcattv. Check out our YouTube channel. It's all broken down for you. We cover choir, band, pep rallies, student films, journalism. You would be amazed at the amount of work that these students do and the amount of professionalism they are able to portray from this department. I am humbled to be in their presence every day, and I hope you as a community are proud of the work that they do. So for everyone here at Har-Ber Television, I'm Trent Jones. We'll see you again next time.
We now have our own Facebook and Twitter page up and running. All you have to do is like our page on Facebook or just follow us on Twitter. On the Facebook page, you can watch videos of all pep rallies, school events, and many stories of what's going on in the student life. You can also look at pictures of Har-Ber events and HBW and students on the job. The Twitter page is helpful by quickly getting updates about events around the school. Follow us and you might just get a retweet or follow back. Har-Ber TV is also setting up their own YouTube channel that consists of videos that you can watch at any point. We would love for everyone to check out all 3 of our pages.
My babies are safe now. My babies.